started. You know, I heard that if you watch a character in a movie enough, you can actually start to portray that character in real life. So before we get started, does anyone want to get out? Captain America is that guy. He's that guy. Like, there's no, he's that guy. He's that guy. All right, let's see. Dude, people think we live in a fucking firmament. What is this retard dumb fuck thought? We don't live in a fucking firmament. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think NASA is starting to soft launch the idea of the firmament to the public. You know, the firmament that the one true living God, Jesus Christ, made on the second day of creation. Yeah, that one.
Earth is like our bedroom, cozy and safe, but it's inside a much bigger house.
I think that this is like, I think it's mental illness. I think that the conspiratorial like thing is like, see, these guys, these guys haven't figured it out. We figured it out. It's like this feeling like you have this deeper insight and knowledge that is so forbidden. And it's like when you go against what you're looking at versus like the objectivity of it, you're going against like a full-on like science foolproof system. Right? We're not saying, and what do you get from the earth being a firmament anyways? Like, what do you get? But when we're looking at, we're not saying like, dude, we're not saying that like the earth is like this thing, like I think that they think in some way that the hidden secrets of the universe is that the earth is flat, and you know there's something beyond this ice wall, and beyond this ice wall there's some other like cool stuff, whatever. Maybe there's some stuff in Antarctica. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's probably a bunch of fucking dead bodies in Antarctica. There's probably shit in Antarctica that we don't know, right? Sure. But the tested empirical evidence that we have is way more foolproof than just the skepticism. And a reason why we know the earth is round is because we have the verifiable, testable hypothesis near us. We can test it near us. If we had to go all the way out into fucking space and look at the earth to get the gist, then we could possibly be like, okay, well, we haven't done that yet, so we haven't figured it out, even though we possibly could. But we can test the stuff close to us, so that's how we know. How is that hard for people to get? Also, so they think that there's water above the dome and below it. How the fuck does that make sense? How could water be above the dome and below it? That doesn't even make sense because there's land. Wouldn't there be land in the sky? Where's the sky land? There's also stars. You can see the stars. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
That helps make our planet
It's just you're negating all logic to feel superior.
Habitable. That house,
It's full on Dunning-Kruger.
is our heliosphere, a giant protective bubble created by the sun.
So we live in a
An atmosphere. It's an atmospheric global phenomena or solar system phenomena to stop from UV rays. It just blocks light, so it encapsulates electromagnetism, particles and shit. Like it's not what they think it is. They think that this is like we're encapsulated and trapped in this firmament, and this firmament is on a big ass rock. It's just a big rock, and that bitch got water on it. Big ass rock that got water on it. It's so simple. It's so simple. Big ass rock, it's got water on it. It's got water on the rock. Big rock with water on it.
heliosphere, almost like a biblical firmament, and it's created by the sun. I've been talking about this. Polaris is the true sun. It is God's throne room. If you're new here, I have a ton of videos on this. It's biblical and it's an antique piece of knowledge.
Bunch of fucking psycho ass schizo videos. Let me see. Tighten up.
That we have lost.
Stretches beyond the planets and forms a boundary that protects our solar system from deep space. So, what does this house look like? Well, we don't actually know. The heliosphere is so huge that we can't just step outside and take a photo of the whole thing.
Oh, is that why every image has to be created with CGI?
You also can't take a picture of it because it's invisible.
Is that something like the Van Allen belt that we can't get through to go back to the moon?
NASA has found ways to map out its boundaries. First,
If you want to say the moon landing was fake, I'm all with you. You could say that. That's possibly true. What you can't say, right, is that the things we can test near us, right, it obfuscates the objectivity of the sun and the earth being round. Why do they want it to be flat so bad? It doesn't even make sense for it to be flat. It's full on egocentric nature. That's the human ego. Like, it's literally foolproof. Universe don't give a fuck. The earth, the sun is round. It's a circle. The earth, because, okay, if the earth is a flat ass circle, a disc, what do they think water does on it? Like, do they think the water falls off of it at some point, spills over? Does the ice melt? Wouldn't the ice wall melt?
Spacecraft actually passed through its walls and sent back measurements from outside. Voyager 1 passed through in 2012, and Voyager 2 made its own crossing 6 years later. But they only found the boundary in 2 specific places, and it took more than 35 years of space travel to get there. Luckily, there are other ways to study the heliosphere from inside. NASA's IMAP will use a technique kind of like listening for echoes that bounce off of our heliosphere's exterior walls. Instead of sound waves, these echoes are particles that ricochet off of the heliosphere's edges.
If I had to guess, this is probably the result of that.
By listening carefully, scientists can map the structure of our house from the inside, giving us a blueprint of our solar system's outer shell. Next time, how our heliosphere protects us from the dangers of deep space, and what happens when it fails.
I don't know about you guys, but I think they're going to have to get really open about this very, very soon, because there's some kind of biblical event, don't know what it could be, that's going to prove that the firmament is a real thing and that space is fake.
Space is fake and the firmament is real. Why is this? Why do people do that? I don't get it. Why do they do that? It's full on like this person right here is a part of the anti-intellectualism rise, and they're literally just portraying people to feel like smarter than the world. It's so sad. And like they full on prey on like people who like believe that shit. Like, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? To hide the energy, to hide the creator, to hide your spirituality, to hide more land, hide resources, hide scientific knowledge, hide what's in Antarctica, hide that you're at the center of the universe, hide that you are special. So we're the center of the universe. Really? 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 We are the center of the entire cosmos. It's just us. Yeah, it's just us. That's all. Like, are you fucking for real? Be for real. It's literally just this guy, right? It's not a literal bowl over there. They think it's a bowl.
Okay, stop scrolling. I'm about to prove to you we live on this and not on this.
All right,
And
prove
also,
it to
at
me.
the same time, prove to you that God's word is true and accurate. First of all, they got us believing that these rockets are leaving Earth, when in fact they can't because of this. The firmament. And here's the proof. Let me introduce y'all to Wernher von Braun, which is known as the father of NASA. He also helped develop the Saturn V rocket, which allegedly took Apollo 11 to the moon. On his grave, he quoted a Bible verse, Psalms 19:1. Psalms 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament
Oh, this thing I read in a book.
showeth his handiwork. And the Hebrew translation for firmament is extended surface, solid expanse. The vault of heaven or firmament regarded by Hebrews as solid and supporting the waters above it. We take a look at the book of Job, chapter 37, verse 18. Hast thou with them spread out the
Okay, so let's say the earth is flat just for a minute, right? What now? What is this gonna change?
sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass.
I'm more open to the belief that there are more, like, you know how we have like the globe, right? And like we have like the land areas. I'm more open to believe that there are more land masses than they're actually saying or whatever, then the earth is a flat fucking disc. Does this look at all rational?
Firmament that is supporting the waters above is literally made out of glass.
A glass fucking dome. They think that the man-made item glass is covering the earth. Dude, glass is melted sand. They smelt sand and they turn it into glass. You ever played Minecraft? So it can't be. There's less sand in the world than there is able to cover the entire earth.
Notice when they launch these rockets, they never support as a molten looking glass. So the firmament that is supporting the waters above is literally made out of glass. Anyways, have you guys noticed when they launch these rockets, they never go straight up, they always curve? And it almost looks like they're taking the shape of the firmament. I mean, we can see it in Disney's logo. Wernher von Braun and Walt Disney were best friends. It also has a little strange pattern going to it. Isaiah 40:22 is it he that sitteth upon the circle, not ball, of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Again, stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Here's a test. Would you say this looks like a circle and a tent to dwell in? Or this looks like a circle and a tent to dwell in? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. God's word is true. He wants a relationship with you and not a religion. Anyways, like, follow, and share for more. And like always,
Yeah, God wants a relationship. So because the rocket curves, right? Because the rocket gets erect. Where the fuck is this rocket at? Because the rocket goes over and down, it's now not leaving. It can't leave the earth. I don't get, like, you can see the moon. Like you could go outside, you can see the moon. You can go in a telescope, you can see it. You can go get a telescope, you can see the stars, you can see the planets. Like it's not like some hidden shit where like you can't do it yourself. You can go out and see it. You can get a telescope and see it yourself. So it's not clear to me because okay, wouldn't you see water moving in the sky? Like if the water was above the sky, right? And it was oceans above, wouldn't you see water? Because they only talk about daytime. What about nighttime? But you would see ripples of water. I'm just lost on like, what profound discovery do they think they made?
The Bible describes Earth as a flat, with pillars in this biblical the firmament model.
Brother, they thought we were the center of the universe back then. They thought we were literally the center of the universe. You can do EPR projections and figure out we're not the center of the universe at all.
Ain't nobody been to the moon. Ain't nobody been outside this.
To say there hasn't been a man on the moon, I'm with you. We can speculate that there hasn't been a man on the moon at all for days. I think there's actual logic you can process there. But come on, moon's round, the sun's round. Chad, am I right? Like, come on.
The firmament that we are stuck up under, it will open. Will we see the actual planets that?
And they add this sentimental ass music to make it seem real.
Firmament that we are stuck up under, it will open. Will we see the actual planets that we speak about? Is it hidden behind the firmament?
The planets is actually beyond the ice wall. You have plasma vortexes that have concentric circles that take you through stargates to get beyond the firmament. But in order to get beyond the firmament, you got to be energetically balanced from the heart and the mind. Ever since from 1943, 53, 63, all the way up until the year of 2043, which is also a 9-year, which is the year of completion, that's when the firmament is going to break open. And right above it, you're going to see the mothership, and the mothership is going to extract their children in the so-called rapture, because when you look at the prefix of the word rapture, you get Ra, which is the sun. It's an energy extraction.
It's an actual shit that we will see.
What I'm saying is that when you got the firmament is what creates physical existence. The firmament is why you can see phones, you can see your arm and shit like that. But if you take away the firmament, all you're going to see is energy. There's no use for the body. When you trap light, that creates physical matter. Those are subatomic particles. This is why sometimes when you sneeze, that's the closest thing that you get to death, because when you sneeze, that's when the heart stops at 0 point energy, because when you sneeze, you see particles, and those particles are subatomic particles. And when they condense together, that's what creates physical matter. So when you start to see death, you can see particles and atoms and everything start to split, because it's the illusion. The firmament breaks open, that's going to be an energy extraction of those who are connected to the ether core of planet Earth.
I don't believe it. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced one bit. Not convinced. I think that the Earth is round. I think there's an atmosphere. There's multiple atmospheres. A stratosphere, exosphere. There's a lot of spheres around this motherfucker. I think that most of these people kind of want to have a profound discovery to feel like the world is hiding something from them, when a lot of the things that they're arguing against, they could actually test themselves. The fact that we can see different shadows appear from lineage, we can understand that the Earth is round from shadow figures, right? So that's close to us. We don't even have to go to space to figure that out. We also have the iridescence complex, right? Where when the sun is shining through clouds, you can see the light piercing through at an angle, which indicates that the Earth is round. It's just like, why? You already learned in school that the Earth is round, right? The physical phenomena of entropy makes it round. How could you believe in yin and yang and be spiritual and believe in yin and yang and not believe the Earth is round? How could you believe in electromagnetism and not think that the Earth is round? How could you see we have round eyeballs and not think the Earth is round? I don't know. This just doesn't add up to me. But sure. There's also ways you can tell by digging down in the Earth. We can see, because you can you can look at how deep the Earth can go. You say, wait, so that means that it's condensed. So if it's condensed, that means it has to be concentric, because why would it be flat and dense? That's impossible, right? because that would mean that the entire universe is the Earth. If you're saying that the Earth is stopping at some point, we can argue that, right? So we can articulate that the Earth would at some point have to fall under entropy. It has to break. It would break. Gravity would not allow the Earth to be flat. It would squish it from every other side, because it does that to things here as well, right? And you can check that from the distance. Let's say we go here, right? And we check the gravity, because gravity is not always the same around the entire Earth. The gravity here versus the gravity somewhere like a little bit farther away. We say on the other side of the world, we do the two specific measurements. We say, oh, there's two different gravities here at different times. So that means that from this point, the Earth is at a different distance than that point. There's gravity. I don't know, but sure. Hey, that's for the world. X. Oh, General Ortega. Yeah, bro, the Earth is round. I do think there's like other things, like they lie about other things, though. I'm not saying like the motherfuckers don't lie about shit, like, but that right there, you can test it. Like, I'm sure there's some fake shit about the moon landing. I'm sure there's some fake shit about everything else, but it's gotta be round. Or not even round, but it's like a rock covered in water, and the water makes it round. You know what I'm saying? Like the Earth is like a big ass rock. Like it's not like a actual, how do you know how big something is if you never experienced it? Are you saying that because of the Earth or no? Yeah. You know, because no. Well, one, we do experience the Earth, and we experience the Earth. The Earth is here. You experience the sun. You can see the sun. But I experienced this, and I know how big this is. Right? So I've experienced the Earth. We've all experienced the Earth. We've all experienced the sun, right? Because you can't argue either empirical values. You only have plausible deniability from the Earth's property, fundamentally. So I experienced the sun, so I can tell you how big the sun is from what I can see. I can't do that with the Earth because I haven't been outside of the Earth to give you a view. But from the other evidence of seeing moons, stars, and other celestial bodies, I can confirm that the other things out in space are circular, right? When I look at the shadow of the Earth on the moon, it's round, right? The crescent, right? But what I can do, or what I could do, is I could send a satellite out there, and I could project the Earth from the satellite. Do you not believe that I could send a satellite through space? Like, do you not think that there have been other people who've attempted to send satellites? Oh, what do people think about satellites? Like, do they think that satellites are just up there around water? Like, they're just swimming in water up there? Really? Also, we've sent satellites towards the sun. We've sent satellites at the sun. Somehow these satellites are able to take fucking crazy amounts. Let me look that up. I don't know how this is possible, but apparently, like, there's satellites that are able to, like, yeah, we sent a satellite towards the sun, which is fucking crazy. Let me see. Give me time. Look at humanity sent a robotic probe up close to the sun. This includes NASA's Parker Solar. 2021 became the spacecraft to enter the sun's atmosphere. Bro, these niggas sent a salute? No, a satellite, bro. No, a satellite, bro. I said a salute. Here it is. You see? We sent this motherfucker at the sun. Look how close this bitch got. This motherfucker got close as fuck to the sun. Look at it. NASA's Parker probe makes history with the closest pass to the sun. I don't even know how this motherfucker don't burn the fuck up. Like, but somehow they was able, apparently this obviously the, cause like my phone get hot as fuck even just laying on the bed. Right? How the fuck this motherfucker get on the sun? Look at this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Apparently they did it. Hey, apparently they did it. Apparently they put this motherfucker to the sun. I'm guessing that this big ass board here is like, probably could take crazy heat. It probably could take the craziest fucking heat of all time. Like, let me see. Let's Parker Solar Probe. Hey, ChatGPT, how is Parker Solar Probe able to get close to the sun without burning the fuck up? All right, let's see. Thermal protection is a heat shield. TPS is a 4.5-inch black carbon composite with white ceramic coating on the surface. This thing can handle temperatures over 2,500 degrees on the outside while keeping the instruments inside room temperature comfy cool. It's basically wearing ultimate SPA's 5 million sunscreen. The distance and plasma not fire. The sun doesn't actually have solid surface. The space near it is mostly empty. The probe isn't flying around through flames like a campfire. It's moving through a thin plasma of charged particles. The particles are extremely hot, millions of degrees in terms of energy, but the density is so low that there's not enough matter to transfer the heat efficiently. It's like putting... Oh, right. So that was the same thing during the argument of the sun of being able to launch a rocket into space, right? Because they were saying that it would get hot, but there's no medium, right? So the heat needs medium. The particles need a medium to transfer through for the heat to actually be capacitated, which it can't, right? Yeah. And it has an active cooler system and smart rotation, constantly adjusts the position so the heat shield. So yeah, so the heat is not even able to get as hot because it's in space and there's no medium to communicate the vacuum for it to even be as hot as me.